While legal sportsbooks require you to deposit the money you bet with beforehand, illegal books are run on credit, meaning you rack up a tab and only have to pay at the end of the week, which poses a few problems for the consumer.
There was one time where I caught myself in a little bit of a sticky situation. I was just doubling down until I thought like eventually I'll win a bet and I'll make it all back. My last bet I put out was like $250 to win $250 basically, because that's what I was down, and that lost, and I went down $500. What got me off of gambling when I took my hiatus, it was like 3 weeks I had in a row of losing around $500 back to back to back.
However, most of these problems are only between bookies and bettors. Unlike legal books, there's really no way to make people pay their debts.
For people not paying, I know I've had parents text me and say, like, I'm sorry my kid blew all this money and I'll get you the money in like a week or two. I'm not gonna hire someone to go, beat them up and get the money from them. And then it's also kind of an imbalanced thing because you're doing something illegal, so then if you're asking them for the money, then they could just say, oh, I'm gonna snitch on you or something.
Because there isn't an age verification process for illegal books, people of all ages can bet, which is a huge problem.
The earlier you start gambling, the more likely you are to have a gambling problem.
Plus, if you're caught running an illegal bookmaking operation, you could run into a lot of trouble.
Depending upon what you're doing, how much you're doing, the size of the bets that you took, how many people you had involved, you're committing either a misdemeanor or a felony. And you're looking at three things. One, you're forfeiting all the profits that you made, all the money that you made. Two, you're looking at paying fines. Three, you're looking at going either to state or federal prison. You're looking at anywhere from 1 to 20 years in prison.
However, illegal sports betting has many of the same consequences as legal sports betting. The biggest problem is the likelihood of addiction.
It shouldn't really be worth the risk to me, but I am kind of become addicted to sports gambling. Yeah, well, definitely, no, I am addicted to it.
Many large-scale studies suggest that 75 to 80% of college students gambled in the past year. In 2016, 16% of college students were identified as problem gamblers. And it's likely that with the legalization of sports betting, this number will only increase.
We know that in states where there's legalized gambling, sports wagering in particular, the number of calls to helplines have dramatically increased. Okay, we haven't seen that big a jump because, again, the state of Florida doesn't have legalized sports wagering. As soon as you get sports wagering again, you will see the number of calls to the helpline will dramatically increase because people will be having more and more problems.
Legal sportsbooks are now partnering with universities to try to lure people into betting. LSU partnered with Caesars Sportsbook in 2021 and sent emails to students, many of whom were not of the legal age to bet, and encouraged them to start betting. It's a tale as old as time. The industry targets some of our most trusted advisors to try to push addictive practices onto consumers.
Doctors in all parts of the country, doctors in every branch of medicine were asked, "What cigarette do you smoke, doctor?" In this nationwide survey of general practitioners, surgeons, throat specialists, diagnosticians, and so on, the brand named most was Camel.
Debts from legal books can affect credit scores and even render people bankrupt.
For every problem gambler, they negatively impact anywhere between 7 and 10 other people. So if your husband's a problem gambler, your kids are in trouble, you're going to be in trouble. Maybe they're borrowing money from their parents, aunts, uncles, their employer, they're stealing from their employer.
Sports betting companies are aware of this, but they have a bigger focus.
The problem from an operator's point of view and a CEO's point of view is I'm being judged on the next quarter. If I don't show big profits, I'm gone. So they're caught in this quandary about whether or not we should be promoting responsible gambling, harm minimization, whatever you want to call it, and generating profits for the company.
A federal appeals court heard arguments on the sports gambling deal between Governor Ron DeSantis and the Seminole Tribe of Florida in mid-December. The Biden administration and the Seminole Tribe are urging the court to approve the deal, but a decision has yet to be reached.